What's good, guys? I'm John the Chief, and for today's video it is the hardcore Mayday run that we did. For today's score run, the relic runner is going to be This Is It, with the support runners is going to be me, Volatile Epic Volt, and Assault Clutch. The score that we got was, I believe it was in the 870s, but I'm not totally sure. I don't remember exactly, but we'll see by the end of the video. So, this is basically going to be the same layout as our regular Mayday run. Not too many changes are going to be. There are quite a few spawn differences, though, between regular Mayday and hardcore Mayday. For instance, you're going to get more seeders, a lot more seeders, in both the window hive and the whole entire third area. So, you got to be on your watch out for seeders. This could be used as a actual advantage instead of a disadvantage if you're on top of those seeders. Like, what I mean is that those seeders, you should also see them not only as a giant threat when they're in swarms, but you should also see them as a giant dollar sign. Because seeders, they give you more cash than anything, and when you start earning half cash in the third area, you're going to want those seeders to actually spawn out there so that way you actually get your money. This will be extra important, though, for critical hits. You want to be getting critical hits on those seeders, so that way you guys are actually getting your full amount of money. Because the way it works is that you normally earn $12.50 off of them. Now, once you get to the third area, they're $6.25. But if you get a critical on them, they're going to be worth around $900. So, $900 off of a seeder, that's pretty good money. You're going to want that. That's gonna be the best thing that'll happen to you, is when you get that money. You're gonna need it. So, you gotta be on the lookout for that. So, if you want to get a critical on the seeders, you want to hit those yellow spots. Basically, that's its whole entire back. So, you gotta angle it right, and your gun, you gotta control the recoil, and then boom, it'll be an easy critical. Easy extra $300 in your pocket whenever you kill one of those suckers. So you gotta be on top of that. That's a big thing. Also, if you let them go out of hand like we did on the first hive in the third area, it can get really sloppy, really fast. Everything will go down. So yeah, you don't want that to happen. So this gun, this map I'll be using mostly ARX, except I do use the CBJ for the first area. By the way, have you ever seen a CBJ with an ACOG and ARC? If you look at it from a third-person point of view, it looks goofy as hell. Like, do you see that ARC? It's actually like bigger than the gun. If you look at it from a third-person point of view, like if you're another player in the game and you see a teammate that has it, the CBJ with the ARC on it is actually like the ARC is bigger than the gun. That's how tiny the CBJ is. It's a tiny ass gun. It's not strong at all. You don't want this gun. So I'm kind of happy when I move over to the ARX. The ARX, I'd say it's one of the better guns in the game. Not that many people used it, but for extended mags, because without extended mags, it had a really shitty ammo count. It had like no ammo. So it wasn't that good because of that. But with extended mags, it's a pretty kick-ass weapon, I would say. But anyways, I used the ARX, and I believe I used a chainsaw for LMG challenge. I don't remember if there was another gun challenge I forget, but I know we got LMG challenge in the second area. Gun challenge is gonna be kind of annoying in this map because it gets a little bit harder to earn your full teamwork. Score cap for the first area is going to be 30k, score cap for the second area is going to be 52.5k, and score cap for the third area is going to be 70k. So, right now we are about 4k off score cap. We didn't have the greatest hives. Oh well. As you can see, I got that critical hit, and that was almost $2,000 in my pocket from one kill like that. That's how important critical hits are. You want to be getting those critical hits. And you could also see the spawn difference between hardcore and regular. On hardcore, you either you get both the Phantom and a Seeder, but if this was just regular, you would have only gotten a Phantom, or you would have only gotten a Seeder. Like, you don't get much. But you gotta watch out, because this is hardcore. You do get a lot more spawns. You're gonna see what I mean when we get to the actual window hive and the first hive in the third area, you can see how bad the third area can be at its fullest construction. So, yeah, this run could be improved. I see that actually as easily being able to be improved. It wasn't the greatest of runs. We had a down it, so whenever you have a down it, you know like that score is going to be improvable. Also, what else was it? A couple of drills dropped a little bit, so that wasn't kind of good. But other than that, we did really well for this run. We try to get perfect teamwork every single hive. We did get some shitty challenges, like we got don't spend money on one hive, and I think that's what causes the fuck up in the third area. Because don't spend money could be really hard, especially when the hive is actually shorter than the actual 2 minutes that you have. Because if that happens, what will end up happening is that you can't get, it's hard to get max teamwork. You'll have to do money swaps in order to get max teamwork. And if you don't money swap enough, you're not gonna get enough score. It's gonna be a bad time.
Team boosters aboard. Keep them off the drill, it's almost there.
But oh well, we did really good. Same specking order as usual. I will be bringing my grenade turret to +3. Then I'll bring my class maxed out, and then the rest of the skill point will go either into my sentry guns or into my ammo, so that way I can help throw down ammo. As always, my job is going to be grenade turret user. I don't think I end up getting a bulldog, which might be the reason why the drill dropped a little bit. I wasn't able to guard the drill to my fullest capabilities. Also notice, like, you never get Phantom here in the in this third hive on regular difficulty. This is a hardcore only thing, so this is one of the maps which actually does change. Actually, all of the maps change between hardcore and regular. The only map that doesn't change, basically, is Exodus. Exodus has almost no differences between hardcore and regular, which is kind of disappointing because they could have went all out with it. It was the final map pack. They could have actually made it like a challenge to beat it, kind of like how Nightfall Hardcore was originally. They could have actually made it so people would struggle to beat it. Like, it would have just been a challenge in of itself to beat it, let alone with relics. But sadly, they did not. I was kind of disappointed by that, but oh well, what can you do? I'm not a developer, so I don't have any say in it.
That thing is headed back to the bottom,
but yeah.
I've got a feeling it'll be back soon.
And I get a red dot sight. Nice. I'm not a big fan of ACOG. That's I can't do any sights besides red dot and iron sights. That's one of the reasons why I wasn't so excited about the walker key, because I didn't, until they had valid attachments, I barely ever used the walker key, because the thing about it was that you always had a sight on it, and usually you would get some shitty sight, like you'll get probably ACOG all the time. So that was rather disappointing. So during this door, nothing special really happens. Remember, for these side doors with no challenges, that's how you know that they're a side door. Since they have no challenge, there is no breakdown for score. You only get score for beating the door, so the drill could drop down to 1 drill health, and you'll get the same amount of score as if you had 10 draws, perfect drill completion, and the relic guy did not get hit. Like, it does not matter what happens, you're going to get a perfect score for the side areas. So right here we get LMG challenge. I quickly decided that I need to get a chainsaw because I have an arc. I just want, actually no, wait, did I buy one? No, I just decided not to because I realized my 2 teammates already had LMGs. They got LSATs out of lockers, so I was about to grab one, but then I decided against it. I decided to just help this is it by the drill. Already we got 2 seeders. You get a lot more seeders. That is one thing about hardcore, which is actually kind of interesting. Like, seeders can be really challenging and really annoying when you have a ton of them in your face. Because all those seeder turrets, the shit can go down really fast. You want to avoid that at all costs. So yeah, I saw that the scout and the hunter was getting a little bit too close for comfort near the actual drill, so I decided to activate my tank ability. Activating tank ability does help out a lot, so double class is really useful if you're doing a score run. I highly recommend having double class if you can. Try and go for it immediately. That's probably one of the most important upgrades out there. You have that, it'll be a lot easier. That and start with a skill point help out a lot. Start with skill point is probably the best upgrade for the amount of teeth it gives you. I mean, it's only 20 teeth and it helps out a ton. It's probably one of the best. It's in my opinion one of the best upgrades out there. Before the new upgrades came out, I thought it was the best upgrade, to be honest. Because honestly, an extra skill point helps out a ton. It allows you to do a lot more, and especially early on, it helps out a lot more. Even on regular, not only on hardcore, it helps out. So drill protection, as you can see, is going to be a little bit sloppy during this game. This was, all the hardcores were basically one try we got it, except for the Exodus. Exodus was a little bit hard to get, because Exodus, if one little thing goes south, you can't get a good score. Ancestors, for example, on Exodus, if they're a little bit slow for the kill, you're not going to get it. So, for this, usually what we'll do on regular is that we'll have two people on grenade turrets, one person in relic runner just getting kills, while the actual other guys are just guarding the drill. The other grenade turrets are guarding the drill, but we only bring one grenade turret for hardcore because skill point. So, we have to face it a little bit differently. The relic runner is actually mostly guarding the drill, while we're mostly guarding him. That's the game plan, basically, for it.
Cover me. I'm reloading. Watch out! Take down these spores!
And yeah, so not much. This challenge we got was a fairly easy challenge. The only challenge that you could actually have trouble with on this hide would be the everybody kill the same do damage to the aliens. Also, notice the amount of seekers. Seeders. They're crazy. Seeders are super annoying on this map. Never thought I would be so angry at seeders, but it's only on hardcore you actually see so many. And it makes it a lot harder to guard the drill with all of them around you. So, this one could be a little bit of a doozy for you guys, but basically just watch out, make sure everybody's shooting all the time, make sure you guys are being able to pick off those seeders. And yeah, don't worry too much about the seeder turrets unless they're able to hit you. Like, a lot of these seeder turrets, they go into positions where they can't hit you, so you don't need to worry about them at all. I saw those gas, so I decided to grab that grenade turret and guard the drill myself with the grenade turret.
Grenade turret online.
And because nobody else can guard it really that well, that was an issue. Because I wanted to make sure we had good drill protection. Ended up getting scared, so I called Bolt to come over to me and heal me with his medic ability. Remember, communication is key. If you think something's going bad, you gotta talk to each other. Don't just hide. This is, for a score run, is not the time when you're gonna be just basically being quiet. You need to be needy. Like, you need to be doing callouts and stuff. So, for this time, we're doing all the doors. You have to do the doors right after the window hive, otherwise you're losing a shit ton of score. So you gotta always do it at this time. I'm gonna speed through this, so we'll do every single door in order. but you gotta do them all specifically after this hive. If you do them before or after, even later, what ends up happening is that you could be losing a crap ton of score. You could be losing, in total, about 13,000 score on hardcore just from these 4 doors. You're losing 13,000 just from 4 doors. That is sad. That is easy score that you could have had. So you don't want that. Not at all. And that's at least. Actually, I think I did the calculation wrong. You lose more score. Like, it's a crazy amount of score that you lose. So don't do that. It all depends on when you activate the doors. I have a previous video talking about how the door score increase works, so if you want, check it out, and that'll tell you more in-depth details for why it works, how it works, and exactly what to do if you're a little bit confused. This challenge is relatively easy. You can do the spawn trap technique with the grenade turret, so let the relic runner just spawn trap them, and do this challenge should be super easy. The only challenges on this map that you want to worry about are don't take secret damage, and don't spend money, and don't use abilities. Those are the only ones that can actually be truthfully hard. For the actual when all players must damage alien before killing them 8 times, that challenge is actually pretty easily done with a couple of flares. Since this is Mayday, you will have a bunch of flare shares. So what ends up happening is that the relic runner will drop a bunch of flares for everybody, and we're all gonna pick them up, and then we're just gonna all use them and spam them whenever we need.
Hunters on the move.
You also get a few more rhino spawns, I believe, for hardcore, but I'm not totally sure. The big things that I did notice, though, was the second window hive. You guys saw how hectic it got. So, yeah, hardcore does have a few differences on this map. You'll mostly see it on tomorrow's video when I show the hardcore awakening, because that actually had a huge amount of differences between regular awakening, hardcore awakening. It gets really intense. It's hard to get really good scores on that map, especially for hardcore.
Watch out, Hunter!
Drills locked. Watch your 6.
Hunters on the move.
Trap activate.
Reloading!
Boosters deployed.
We got hunters!
This challenge that we got is relatively easy, no worries. We did sticky for a rhino. He ended up just walking around. He didn't actually hurt anyone. It's just really funny because we started chasing him, and he actually just wasn't hurting him at all. He was just like a stalker. It was really funny.
Sentry gun.
But oh well.
Special ammo ready.
I'm reloading.
Hostiles on the drill.
Deploying team ammo.
approach the same way the other two hives are, the other hive is, so there isn't exactly anything special to this at all. Absolutely nothing weird will go on. You do get quite a few phantoms and quite a few hunters, a couple of rhinos, but nothing too big, nothing that's too hard to handle. A big thing though is that you might want to keep the trap active, and because a bunch of cedars pop up. Also, in addition, you plant a sentry gun there, and boom, a lot of enemies will start going through that instead of the drill, which actually can be really useful at times. I ended up not killing that cedar right there because I knew that it would hurt the drill if I killed it, so I'm waiting. I'm just killing the actual cedar turret that plants, because I'm just waiting for it to actually move, because if it doesn't move, what will end up happening is that it will explode on the drill and curse the drill, so you don't want to do that. That's bad. So the drill just ended up wasting, and I just ended up killing the fish, because it couldn't hurt the drill anymore because it was already over. So, this is the dreaded first time in the third area. We got the shittiest challenge out there, so I started trying to spam some of my stuff, that way I can help guard the drill. Like, if you see this challenge, you want to use a sentry gun and a grenade turret, and do whatever you can to actually, like, spend your money, because you're going to end up making a lot of money during the challenge, because that is 2 minutes of you not being able to do anything besides just kill aliens and guard the drill. So, that being said, just guard the we just have to guard the drill the best we can. It did get really hectic. It did get a lot of cedars. It did end up with a really bad ending to it. Like, you're gonna see exactly what happened. But shit went down and was not pretty. We had someone try to do money swaps with This Is It, while me and I believe Volt was guarding the drill. So that's what we tried to do. So they were just kept swapping money while we just had to guard the drill. This still was a little bit iffy. You can see that how we could have actually used a flare. We all did have 2 flares each, and Brandon did have 2 flares of his own. So we could have actually used that to his full advantage, but we actually did not for some reason. It only started getting really bad towards the end with a lot of cedars. It looks good right now, but you're gonna see what happens with when quite a few cedars will start spawning, and it does get really crazy. You can see someone was in the yellow, which is that's pretty ugly. 2 cedars are right there. The cedars are just flat out everywhere during the time. I have no idea why. And that is the end of the challenge. Unfortunately, someone went down right before the end of the challenge. If he survived like a few seconds later, that could have saved quite a bit of score for Brandon, but that was a loss of score because of that.
Drills in place. Secure the perimeter. Trap coming online. Grenade turret going live. Team boosters deployed.
So for this challenge, it's not that difficult. It's just difficult finding the scouts, because they are going to be with a bunch of seekers, hunters, and you might end up killing them with a grenade turret bullet. Or you just could misinterpret them at all, like I just did with that hunter, with that scout, which I thought was a hunter, so I decided to kill it. But I ended up only taking like 4 bullets, so I was wrong. This challenge ended up getting kind of close to us not being able to do it, but luckily we were able to get it. I think it was pretty close to the end though we were able to get it. It was just barely. It is a little bit weird doing this challenge. I don't like this challenge. Not this by any means. I heard of some people that like restarting Mayday until they actually get the kill 5 scouts with melee damage challenge in the first hive, because if you get that there, you'll never get later. Plus, I'm pretty sure that you can't get accuracy challenge later in the game. I've only ever seen it on the first hive, never seen it anywhere else, so I am pretty positive about it. I worked on a Tesla trap because I was told to. Basically, we were going to use 2 Tesla traps during one of the areas. I was going to use a plague barrier that someone gave out. That's why he made a FMX. So we did lose a bit on crafting score during this run. We could have improved on it, and that's what I'm saying. Drill protection, as you can see, was also like a solid 94 throughout the whole entire thing. It almost never really was at 100, so that's how I know this run could be improved. But luckily, he had next to perfect personal skill, and usually would have basically perfect teamwork. So I canceled out a bit of the score that he was losing on.
Watch your 6.
So, these 2 doors you want to do around this time when we do it. It helps out with score. The most important thing is that you can't do the door that is right outside at the actual moment that you actually come up. You gotta do at least 1 hive here before you can start doing those doors. Otherwise, you're gonna lose quite a bit of score. This door, no matter what that we're doing right now, that will always be the same amount of score because you are forced to do one of the hives in the 3rd area. And that will always cause you to achieve maximum score throughout the door.
Drill is live. Watch your 6. Special ammo rate. Cover me, I'm reloading.
Yep, that challenge was relatively easy. We did abuse sticky flares throughout the whole entire 3rd area, which was a smart thing to do. You have, in total, you can use 1 to 2 flares every single hive in the 3rd area, so whenever you get a difficult challenge, don't be afraid to use them. That is something that's very important. You can't be afraid to use these flares. Mayday is one of the maps where you get the least amount of skill points for hardcore, so you want to watch out for that. You don't get many. I think you only get a total of, I believe, 13 skill points, even with start with skill point. Other maps like Nightfall Hardcore, I believe you'll get a total of 15 skill points to use. So that's 2 extra skill points, which actually is a lot from a hardcore point of view. It's very important in hardcore to get the completionist early on. If you fail a challenge in like the 1st or 2nd area, I recommend restarting. Because the thing about failing challenges is it not only does it hurt the score, but it hurts your ability to perform later in the game. Because with the less amount of skill points, you're not gonna be able to upgrade your class fast enough. You're not gonna be able to upgrade your abilities fast enough. And that really does hurt your ability to perform in game and to actually achieve your maximum potential for regard to drill, playing down grenadiers. It hurts what you can do.
From the vents!
Drills in place. Secure the perimeter.
Tesla trap deployed!
Tesla trap deployed!
This challenge, we just have to be really careful. I've used my tank class, so I kind of knifed a lot of things. So that really helps for this challenge. We also used a sticky flare to help go for 30 seconds. I don't think we used 2 sticky flares. We only needed 1. If I was redoing the run, I would have been shooting by now, because the thing is that within 7 seconds you're not going to burn through the mag that fast usually. You're not going to be that wasted with one mag.
Turret online.
That was a pretty good time. His score is doing not too bad right now. We do use Tesla traps to help guard the drills. They actually do help quite a bit. I think this is the last time that we have for the 3rd area. Not totally sure. No, I think this is the last. Otherwise, we lost a ton of score on it. Or we're going to lose a ton of score. No, this is the last one. Alright. This challenge was relatively easy for the last challenge, so we didn't actually have to worry about this at all. And yeah, nothing too special. Having 2 Tesla traps out helps out a lot when you're going for high scores. But the thing is that it did hurt crafting quite a bit. That was one big issue. His score is at 750 right now. He's gonna get around 50,000 off these chlorine gas. That is almost how much you should be getting. It is worth in total 52.5k. It's worth the same amount as a second area drill. So that's another way of looking at it. Hardcore is just a multiplier, so you can just remember it that way. Hardcore is a multiplier 1.25. So you take whatever score you normally earn, take 1/4 of it, and then just add that.
Special ammo ready.
As always, nothing really special. You did the same thing that you did for the regular, basically. So same exact strategy. We're just going to be guarding him. He's going to be treating the pipes as a shooting gallery and just guard them with his grenades. We're almost done with uploading all the runs, by the way. The only 2 runs left are going to be Hardcore Awakening and My Hardcore Extinction. And yeah, we're almost done with pouring gas. It is very boring, the pouring gas. I don't know why it takes so long. It should be rather shorter in my opinion, because it is absurdly long and there's no point for it to be. It's like twice the time as a drill.
Team boosters deployed.
Incoming from the back. Protect the upper pipes.
Grenade turret ready.
And that is it for the pipes. He should have gotten a next to perfect score, basically. So, same position as always, the Kraken fight will be approached the way we always do it, like it's a regular game. The only difference is that you get a rhino during the middle of one of the actual quarters. You'll be getting it on the 3rd quarter, so you gotta be on the lookout for that. But other than that, there is basically actually no difference between the Kraken fights and regular court. There might be a few sealer spawns extra, but I don't really see a difference. I feel like it's the exact same except for 1 rhino spawn. For hardcore and regular, there's only a few significant differences. None of them are really game-changing though. Just different areas and yeah, not too much. Kraken though is worth a lot of score. I said this in the regular. It is approximately the same amount as a hive. If we actually earn a bit more than what a hive is worth. So I'm not totally 100% sure on actually what causes it, what the actual total score is that it's worth. Because for all we know, I didn't do the math or really pay attention too much. The tentacle could be part of it. I'm not totally sure. I never really tested or counted numbers because we did earn more than 20,000 on a regular, and I would admit that makes me question what the actual capstone is for what score could be on the Kraken. So we're 1/4 of the way done with the Kraken. Not much longer till we're gonna be actually done with the Kraken. Kraken is oh my god, my least favorite part of Mayday. I actually despise the Kraken fight. This is the reason why Mayday is one of my least favorite maps out there. Is just because of the Kraken fight. The Kraken fight is absurdly long. There's no point. There should be a way to actually be earning it all the time so you can speed through it. So that way you can actually do the Kraken fight in a short amount of time. There is absolutely zero reason why it should actually take as long as it does. But oh well. What can you do? I just don't like him. It is a cool boss. Don't get me wrong, I like the idea of this massive boss. I just wish it was able to be killed faster. Like, if you can learn a good strategy to hurt it really well, maybe they should increase the spawns of the cryptids out here and make us able to hurt it all the time. That would be nice. I would love that. You can kill it as fast as you want, and there's a bunch of cryptids for you to kill. Like, they can make it challenging. But like, it's just, right now it's just a wait. That's all it is. It's no challenge whatsoever because they actually slow down the spawns once she pulls up her tentacles so that way you can actually do it. So we're gonna see a actual rhino pop up really soon. That is the only difference. Anyone who plays a lot of regular Mayday, you will know for sure that you don't get rhinos in the Kraken fight. That is something that just doesn't appear. So, yeah, nothing really much during this Kraken fight. Slow spawns, Kraken doesn't even hurt you really. I don't like this boss fight at all. It's just, I hate it. The Kraken doesn't even barely hurt you. That's one stupid part out. The only thing that actually can kill you usually is the cryptids. Sometimes, not really. It's rare. If you're playing in public matches, then it can be kind of annoying because the heat When he starts heating up the metal, then it can get a little bit rough. Other than that, it is just a walkthrough. We did this game before I got class frequency boost, so that's why I wasn't able to use it for all the parts of the Kraken. We did this before we did the regular Mayday. We did this when we were just all 4 online. We didn't want to do any other runs, so. And now we're on to the final part of the Kraken. The Kraken should be close to pulling up her tentacles. We should be almost done with it. Again, nothing too special. The Kraken's pretty easy. We did get a little bit swarmed right now, but all we needed was flaring. I don't know. I just don't like this. It's not fun. Kraken's about to be dead, and he gets a absurd amount of Kraken bones. I don't know how Kraken bones exactly works, but you can get a really high amount of score off of the Kraken bones. I'm not totally sure what causes it. What is exactly the limit for the Kraken? I've seen the highest was about 21k on regular, so that would be approximately 26k on hardcore, a little bit more than 26k, I think. But yeah, there we go. He got 71k off that.
I've deployed search teams
So
to look for
he got more than what I would have expected.
For extraction. This isn't over yet.
I don't know what. Oh well, I'm done with Mayday. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Hope you guys are able to use this to apply to your own score runs, and have a great day, guys.